Oh, all right. It's showtime. Our very
We're on.
first live video. If you're out there on the YouTube world, feel free to say hi to us so that we know we're not just talking to a camera as per normal.
We're just going to kill as much time as possible until we know for sure that we're live and we see some people commenting.
Yeah, and if you are watching the replay of this, which I mean isn't happening right now, but I'm sure in an hour or tomorrow you might be watching this.
Everything.
And yeah, there'll be some chapters in the description if you want to kind of flick through, and
Oh, God.
things are going to get chaotic with our pets' lives. So this is going to be a lot of fun for you guys, a lot of fun for us. Maybe a
This
bit
is like
touch and go.
this is like the time of the night when the animals settle down and we all chill out, but they're gonna pick up the vibes of the excitement. And like we just started and the camera's already been knocked by the dog.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Kobe's nice and chill, so it should be a lot of fun. We're just going to wait a little bit, as we said, let people roll in. I can see a few people. We've got Joe here.
Cool.
We've got Robin. Hey, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Rose as well. I can see a few people that I know already, which is so nice.
Sketch art, man, 2 minutes.
Rose. Yeah.
Oh, Rose. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. Rose, 2 minutes. Where were you? We were sitting here.
Yeah, getting really nervous. We've got a few really exciting things planned for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a bit of a strange time to all be joining together in the evening time, but it should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, we've kind of been really busy,
Sorry.
really busy over the last couple of weeks, and it's like every time we try to organize this, we're like, yeah, we're gonna be in Melbourne then. It's like, oh, and then we had guests over, and then it's just like we just need to put it on a day where we can do it.
Yeah. Which is today. We've
Yeah.
got some tea. Hopefully you guys do too, so that we can just chat. If you have any questions too, feel free to jot them down below in the comments. You guys are already lighting up the comments, which is so nice.
Yeah, cool.
I'm just thinking back to our first premieres, and there was just like one or two people, most likely Barry and Kathy, and we're like, hi. So it's nice to have a few more names there.
Oh, so many names. Thanks so much for popping in, guys. We appreciate it. Oh, okay. What tea are we drinking? We're actually drinking a oh my god, dog.
Eris, come in. We are drinking a tea blend. Told you guys.
Sorry, it's gonna be chaos. Oh, yeah.
All right, hop down.
Yeah, go back to knocking the camera, man.
So this is why we edit our videos and don't do lives often.
Cool.
Hey, Kaz. This is a tea blend for cold. Sam's got a bit of a cold coming on. So it's got elderflower, lemon, orange. What else do I have? Lavender. I forgot our honey. We should have our fresh honey in this. I know.
It's not too late.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, it's too late.
During our break. So yeah, that's all the things
I
in
was
here.
I was about to be like, this is all from the property, you know, like our honey and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
like gearing up in my head. Nah.
The citrus is from our property. Yeah. That's about it. All right, I think we've got a few people here now, so we might as well get the ball rolling and get chatting. We, first of all, wanted to say a massive thank you to every single one of you guys, especially those that are here right now, but even more so the more than 1,000 people that have joined us on this journey so far and have gotten us here to this massive milestone of over 1,000 subscribers on our channel, 1,000 amazing people that we get to chat to every now and again through comments, right now in a live. Yeah, it's been so incredible getting to share everything with you guys that we've been up to, but also learning from you, using the tips that you guys give to us as well in our garden, because we are newbies to this. Like, this is all fresh for us. And we've really only been doing it for about a year. So yeah, it's been really cool having you guys along.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What?
Joe, can you explain what that means? Anyone? Thank you so much, you guys. But it really does mean so much to have so many people supporting us, because yeah, a year ago when we first started talking about homesteading, coming up to New South Wales, and doing this crazy thing we all call homesteading and gardening and living for ourselves, we did not expect to be at this point right now. So yeah, huge thank you. It's a celebration for all of us.
Yeah, I definitely want to take the opportunity to thank like everyone here and everyone that takes the time week after week. The same names pop up on the comment sections, and it's just like there's so much work.
Joe,
oh dude, that's awesome. Oh god, we don't even know how to handle that. We don't.
No.
Let's just blow past it. No, thank you so much. Wow, that's epic.
Yeah, we'll be putting that straight through to the next project, which we are so excited to tell you guys what's coming up. We're leaving it till the end. We're going to keep the anticipation going for a little while. But we've got something huge to announce to you that we're going to hopefully start in the next month or two that we'll be taking you along for. So
make sure to stick around for that. We'll try to be as efficient as possible getting through everything, so you're not just like sitting
you guys
there.
Are so distracting. Yeah, like this whole live thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
This is why we edit and throw up a structured video, you know, like we wouldn't be able to handle staying on schedule.
Yeah. Oh, yum.
Oh, that's epic. Yeah, I saw that come up and I was just like, we've never used this before. This is, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, as I was saying, like the community involvement with you guys, just the chatting like between channels and even just people getting involved in the comments, like we see the same names coming up a lot of the time. We see new names coming up, and it's just really nice to have so much intentional activity happening between so many people. And so, yeah, thank you. Like you know that if you're involved in that, and even the people that are just silently watching and not commenting, it's huge. It's part of the way the whole thing works and gets stronger and bigger.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about this community as well is just the fact that we can all support each other. Like, well done on teaching yourself how to lay eggs. Lay eggs?
Yeah, I'm not like.
Are you laying the eggs or are your chickens laying the eggs?
How do we interpret that?
I hope it's your chickens. Yeah, it's so cool that we can all share tips with each other and in the process learn so much more. Especially here, I know that a lot of us are from Australia, or those just interested in our accents or what we're getting up to on the opposite sides of the world. So it's really cool to bring it closer to home than just the channels over in America. So we're super excited to be part of that movement.
Thank you for it.
Yeah, we did want to first of all get the ball rolling and just reflect on the last year that we've had before we announce the giveaway winners for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We're going to do that at 8:30. Maybe sooner. We'll see how long we chat for. We'll see how distracting you guys can be in the next 20 minutes. Because we love chatting with you. And now more than ever.
Look away from the comment section because they just keep it's like a vortex that drags me in.
Yeah. But yeah, let's reflect on this last year, our very first year homesteading. I know a lot of you guys have been asking us for tips, and I'm sitting back being like, whoa, like I'm just experimenting. I'm learning all of this for the first time.
We can get tips on how to dive in the deep end head first into a concrete pool, like you see everything that comes out the other side. There's, it is just giving it a crack. Like we spent so long, like doing the YouTube thing and giving the speeches on what we would do if we had land, and which is why it's so valuable to develop that skill of just giving it a go and just start and do it, because that's better than not doing it at all. And and then every year we do it again. We get to do it a second time, and we get to improve.
Yeah, and Kaz just mentioned the mushrooms. If you're new to our channel or if you've been following along for a while, the mushrooms have been our most recent project. We have had them going for about 3 weeks now, and it took about 3 weeks for the first lot of mushrooms to come through under the house, and they did really well. Like, we had a good little harvest, and we had some friends over and we shared that with them. The mushroom garden bed though, I don't know, things just didn't work out. I did spot a few mushrooms like underneath the straw when I had a look last, but I think the slugs and the bugs got to it before we could.
Yeah, we think that the defining factor was that the ground one was connected to where the slugs could get to it, whereas I hung the bag. So, it made it way more difficult for any pests to get to them, like plus whatever was under there. We did get a full harvest out of the mushrooms, but then we noticed that they consumed everything in the bag, and then the moisture disappeared pretty quickly. So,
which is pretty normal.
Yeah. So, but we're not sure if we missed an opportunity to add more water to get more yield out of it.
Yeah.
These are all like, this is why we only did one bag, and we want to do more. Like we've seen now how much yield we can get from the one bag. Now I want to spread that bag of what's it called, spores across multiple bags.
Spawn?
Yeah, and spawn. And yeah, just see what we can get out of it. But yeah, like talking about the, like the last year and stuff. Like you thank us for sharing our life with you guys, but I mean, doing this enables us to spend more time living in this world and doing these things and homesteading, and yeah, like the last year is a really good representation of that.
Oh my God, so much has happened in the last year. Like if the 3 chest freezers behind us aren't a indication of just how much we've been able to achieve, I don't know what else will. Like we've had pigs this year. We have had chickens, meat chickens and egg chickens. We have had and still do have bees. We have our sheep.
Yeah.
We've got all our gardens. And I remember like a year ago when Sam and I first built our gardens, it was a bit over a year now. It was in January. We built one garden bed. That garden bed currently has the trellises that we have had our beans on. Yeah, like that was our first garden, and that was only a year ago. And since then, we have added more than 15 gardens. Like I have so much room to plant. And all I'm planting is garlic, onions, and broccoli in all the beds, and carrots.
I remember when we first like set that garden bed up, and I was like, this thing's massive. We've got so much garden space now. And it was like, that was from the brain of someone who has only ever had one garden bed or is growing out of pots. And like, you can do heaps with that. But like, yeah, it became almost an addiction. We were just like, yeah, no, come on.
Yes. Oh my God, Joe, we feel you with the whippersnippering. I feel like the only thing Sam's getting a chance to do right now is whippersnipper our gardens. Like there's so much growing, which all the rain is fantastic. We're not complaining, but it's definitely hard to get any projects done.
Yeah, I actually find whippersnippering really like on this property because we have the animals and we do everything so strategically. When I go on whippersnipper, I'm doing like sections, and I just find it's really, like if I have really low energy or low motivation, I'm just not feeling it that day, it's really easy to just throw on the whippersnipper, put earbuds in my ears, and just go kind of like get a square done. So I'm actually kind of going to miss it when we hit winter and then there's nothing to whippersnipper.
Yeah. Hey, Kathy.
Ask me again in 5 years.
All right, see, you guys are distracting 15 more minutes and we're going to announce those giveaway winners. I'm waiting 15 minutes because I have scheduled an email to go out to the 20 people that have actually won it. It's already been drawn. We know the winners, although we know your email addresses, not your names. I can kind of guess your names, so so those people, wait around for 8:30 and you'll know who the winners of that giveaway are. That was so much fun to do, by the way. Those were flowers from our garden. I've never grown flowers before. I remember when we first started homesteading and gardening, I was like, oh, why would I leave space for flowers? They take up all the room from the vegetables. What a waste. What's the point?
Actually, I have a story. Like when we were living in the city, we put chooks in the backyard and we were talking about all the garden space that we had. And my mum came around. She's like, "Oh, you can put in flowers here, nasturtiums," and she was talking about putting in like really hardy desert. What are they called? I'm drawing a mind blank.
Oh, succulents.
Yeah, like succulents and stuff like that. And Diane's like, "Why would I do that? I want plants that is gonna feed me." Yeah. And like she's just straight into like, I'm gonna put in like onions and garlic, and like it was just like off the table. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well now like my perception and my idea of gardening has changed completely. Like the benefit of flowers in a garden, not only for our bees or the local bees, but just to keep away pests from the garden. Like I'm gonna hopefully talk a little bit about that in some of our videos coming up, because we've had a lot of cabbage moth flying around, and even though we've spent the time netting all our brassicas, somehow those lovely creatures have still gotten into the nets. And so, yeah, I've been experimenting a lot with increasing the different types of flowers and the diversity in the garden to really almost distract the pests from the vegetables that they want to eat, and instead encourage them to go over to the flowers or to the garlic, which they don't really like the taste of. So yeah, that's hopefully coming up pretty soon. It's been busy, as Sam said, so it'll be really nice to finally get into that garden. Yeah, it needs some love.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next period of time, because I'm away for a week next week. But then we don't really have anything else going on. We are just going to be achieving our goals in the area, whereas like with the engagement and all that kind of stuff, that's just been absolute chaos. So yeah, really excited for that next period of time.
Yeah, and the food forest, hopefully we'll be getting into that food forest soon as well. Sam and I have a plan to tackle it. All the trees that we have planted, except for that pepperberry bush, have survived. They're thriving. They're doing really well. The quindong tree, I'm telling you, is towering over the rest of them. It used to be like, I don't know, this tall off the ground, and it's shooting right up. Like, it's getting close to my head at this point. But unfortunately, all the grasses that are there at the moment are kind of like suffocating the young trees and the bushes and even the ground covers that I've put in. So our plan is to get in there, whippersnip everything down, cover it with cardboard, fresh wood chips, fresh soil, and plant some really cool ground covers like creeping saltbush. And I'm not going to give away too many secrets, but that's all coming up soon too, because I know a lot of you guys have been really curious to follow along with that. So yeah, that'll be cool. Yes, I love Robin's flowers as well. She's really inspired me since I've met her as well, Barry.
Did you want to talk about that stuff? The journal stuff?
Oh, yes. I wrote down some notes for us to try keep us on track. I've got a teacher brain going on, but I'm a bit tired from today, I must say. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about with hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is this huge milestone. And as you know, like our YouTube channel is a great way to connect with you guys, but is also a way for us to one day make homesteading more sustainable for us. And so along the way, I've kind of been marking some of the milestones that we've been hitting. And just hitting 1,000 now and just seeing the interaction with you guys and knowing how many people I get to chat to and Sam gets to talk to and everything that you guys bring back to us. Yeah, I kind of wanted to go through my journal because I left little notes throughout the last year as our channel has been growing and we've been getting to know you guys, just to show you guys the difference of what a year can do and what your support can do for us as well. So like right now, you can see how many incredible people are right here in the chat, supporting us, showing us love, giving us tips, following along. At the very beginning, I remember setting myself a goal on our channel, all right? I wrote my goal list, and one of the goals that I wrote was, you ready for this? Get 10 comments in a month. Let's just sit on that for a moment. 10 comments in a month. You guys are so incredible that at this point, we are just so thrilled that with every video that we're putting out, we get so many of you commenting and either giving us your tips or supporting us or just commenting on what we're doing. And it's crazy to me to think that once upon a time I was talking to a camera by myself in a house while Sam had left for New South Wales. And I was talking to a camera and thinking to myself, one day someone will watch this and talk back.
I remember when we got our first comment and it was actually straight out the gate, it was a negative comment. Yeah, it was like... and I remember we had to talk about how, you know, we're exposing ourselves on the internet publicly and, you know, you need to have an iron heart to like wade through all of that. And yeah, and so the way we approached it was to just turn it into a positive. It's like, thank you for that horrible comment, but, you know, like, you know, maybe I can improve it in this way. And we swung it positively and then they commented back and it like flipped over into a positive realm. And we're just like, cool. Yeah, there's something here. And then every other comment since then And now we're at the point where you guys are commenting, 10 to 15 per video, and they're all positive. It's like the only negative one we got was straight out the gate.
Another one of the things that I wrote down that I remember being so excited about when it first happened. All right, you guys will find this really funny. So again, it goes back to the commenting, and I literally named 4 people that back then made a huge impact on us and were some of the first few people that were supporting us and making us feel like we weren't alone in this journey. And so I wrote down, all right, ready? This is how far down? Maybe halfway on the page. We have lots of subscribers commenting. There's Simon, there's Robin, there's Happy Farm and Barry. We are now getting 5 or 10 views per video. So that just shows you, like, you guys that are still sticking around, whose names I just wrote down so long ago, and you are still here, like, that's really heartwarming. That it feels like a family now at this point. It's not even just people on the internet that we know nothing about. Like, you guys have made such a connection and such an impact on our lives, and yeah, it's really nice. And I can name even more now, but it's just funny to see those 4 people because I know I still see them around now.
Yeah, well, Diane's been keeping this journal from day one. So, like, you can guarantee that right now, like, this is another milestone and it's going to make it in the book. So, like, that doesn't discount anyone who's here whose name wasn't put in the book yet.
No, not at all.
Still here, Simon.
That's it. And still Eris's #1 fan. You can see how chilled out he gets at nighttime. Not as crazy as he normally is outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another really good one. You ready for this one? So, 20 videos on our channel that had 100 views each, which now, with your support, and you guys are right in there as soon as the videos come out, and it's not unusual for us to get 100 views on a video from you guys, 100 of you guys watching the video in just a day. And back then, just 20 videos with 100 views after putting in so much time and effort and learning. Yeah, it's huge. So I just wanted to share a few of those things. There's a few other ones that are a bit of fun, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. And the most recent one, of course, is, the 1,000 subscribers.
This stream's going to be real soppy. We're just going to be thanking you guys left, right, and center.
I know, yes.
And you can get revenge on that time spent by constantly talking about donuts in the chat in front of someone who can't get their hands on donuts. Like, this is an established... We've been together for 7 years, and, like, this... When we met,
thanks, Joe.
The establishing fact that was in our relationship from the get-go was that we would go at 2 o'clock in the morning to go get donuts.
Yeah.
And then we moved to a place that doesn't have a donut place.
Yeah, which I actually did try to make some donuts yesterday. We had a professional development day for school just the other day, and we went and actually did a lot of learning around Indigenous Australian people and their culture, and we actually had some First Nations people, the Diringanj people, were actually there to try to teach us some of the things that they know, or even just let us listen to their stories and what they've been through. And one of the lessons that I went and did was all about soul food, and they shared the most simple recipe for a fried bread, or to me it was a donut. I was like, heck yeah, you just taught me how to make donuts, and you just told me that I can go and harvest seeds from my kangaroo grass on my property, mill it into flour and turn that into donuts. Like, I am sold. Of course, our kangaroo grass isn't growing seeds at the moment, so I just had to use normal flour, but put some apples into it, 2 ingredients, flour, water, 3rd ingredient, apples, and you got donuts right there.
We were actually driving home. We were out last night. We were out every Wednesday, and we weren't going to get home till like 11:15. We're in the car. It's pitch black. We're tired. We're exhausted, and Diane's driving. She's like, when we get home, I'm making donuts, by the way.
Yeah. And I'm usually in bed by 9.
And she did.
I say things and then I commit to them. You guys know this. You've seen it. I'm not just a talker. All right. 4
Cool.
minutes. Anything, do you want to maybe share what you've found the most challenging from homesteading in the last year? I'm putting you on the spot.
In the last year, well, for the longest time, Diane's been the massive driving force, and I've been the support act. And if you go back to the original videos, you'll see that like there's a bit of a story playing out in how involved I've been. I've always been involved, but it's always been from a supporting angle. And so anytime there's been a major decision made, it's something that we've come up with together, but Diane's always pulled the trigger. And so recently with
Hey Lou. Sorry.
Recently we've kind of transitioned to take the first steps in our life to becoming more sustainable in the homestead, and that includes me being at home more. And so now, for the first time in my life, I'm not physically seeing, income coming in, but I'm still have just as much labor to spend. And so that's honestly been the most challenging thing, is like in my own head, getting in touch with how much I can actually get done in the day compared to how much I thought I'd be able to. Like you go to work and you're like, if I was at home right now, I'd be doing this and this and this and this. And it's like, it's just like, it's not a reality until you live it and you understand how it actually, how it all functions. So like out of everything, the pigs, the chooks, like they all had their hurdles, but it's always a hurdle that you can get over on the other side. This is like a continual learning experience that I'm having to transition into, and it's going to be even more challenging when we get to the further down the line and we get to the next steps, which is when we are able to, transition both of us and be able to have our income coming from homesteading entirely, if we're ever able to do that or create the balance,
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon the thing I found most challenging, which is definitely less challenging now, but still comes and goes, is just learning to work together. Like Sam and I are both really stubborn and really independent in how we work. Like we've got our ideas on how something will transpire or how we're going to work at a project. And so then having to come together and find those compromises and just be able to stand back and listen to each other or give each other that moment to have a go, even though we're like, okay, that's going to fail, but sure, go for it. That's probably been a big challenge. And I'm sure any of you guys that are in relationships know what it's like to have to compromise and learn about that. So even harder when you start doing projects together.
Yeah. It's been really awesome getting more comfortable with putting videos up, and as you can see our progression through the videos that we become more and more ourselves, and it's kind of like we're like leaving in some of those moments where we're like we're not so much it's kind of bickering, but it's like the journey that we've been on. When we first started seeing each other and we first started working together, we could not work together. Like
those videos where we would be working in the morning and then swimming in the afternoon are probably those moments where we would like fight and rage at each other and then be like, okay, let's go take a break.
I think being separated for 6 months, like physically separated, not when Diane was in Victoria and I was in New South Wales, that was massive. And like I place a lot of value on that. It wasn't pleasant being separated from your partner with like no choice to sit. It was really hard, but it allowed us to really grow as individuals in a way that really strengthened things when we came back together and started working together, because Diane just started learning how to use tools and started doing things and became independent in that sense. And I was able to watch her do a project from start to finish without my input whatsoever and get it done. Like, no doubt I would have said something along the way or taken over, or I would have put my hands on it, whether or not it was vocally, in a way that changed the outcome. And so it was good to see her do that. And then that translated into more trust when we did start working together when we got here. And that's made a big difference in that journey for sure.
Cool. If you haven't been checking that time, guys, it is 8:30. So we are going to announce our giveaway winners. So if you have entered, you are in the running to win little packets of seeds, which I actually packed up while we had guests over, and I'm going to have to try and find them. But there's some really cool seeds in there. You probably won't be able to plant the sunflower seeds until springtime, but all the other seeds should grow now if you're in warmer climates. And then if you're in the temperate climates of Australia, you might want to stick around and wait till springtime before you plant them into the ground, if you are one of the winners. So as I said, the King Sumo, the website we used for our giveaway, just cut my head off, I'm sorry. King Sumo only gives us the email addresses, not the actual names. So I have sent an email to the 20 people who actually won the giveaway. So go check your emails. Let us know in the comments if you are one of the winners. So there are 20.
Well, you don't have to list the names.
No, but I mean, we can go we can go through the emails and we can guess what the names are. If you hop onto the giveaway site, it actually shows the different names. Oh, no, it doesn't. It just shows like a blanked out.
So it's just automatically sent the emails out?
No, I think... No, I sent the emails out. I had to grab each email individually and then send out an email to you and schedule it all. So go check it. If you're one of the winners, let us know. Hopefully you can dedicate a little spot in your garden for the flowers like we have, or you can put them amongst all your veggies. They're really good flowers that are going to deter those pests, especially the marigolds are great companions to so many plants. So yeah, that's going to be super cool.
They look really good in like that little edging spot that you don't know what else to do with.
Yeah.
It's like one potato or a bunch of flowers.
And just while we pause to, I'm going to get up the names and we're going to try guess your names from the emails that you've given to us. See if we can tell you that you're a winner before you get a chance to see.
Thanks so much for popping in, guys. We really appreciate it, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Cool. Does anyone have any questions for us?
Yeah, feel free to leave.
Yeah, feel free to ask us some questions. What tea are we drinking? This is a citrus anti-cold tea. I apologize if I start coughing because I do have a cold at the moment.
Coming on,
I'm trying to knock it off real quick because I'm going camping. It's not COVID.
No.
Can confirm.
Also, if you haven't already, give the video a like. It really does support the channel. I'm sure most of you already know that, and most of you are doing that already. But the likes on the videos really just give the algorithm an indicator that what we're doing actually entertains you guys and you want to keep watching it. And then they'll send it out to more incredible people so that our community can grow and we have even more tips and things to share with each other. Yeah. Someone recently connected with us who owns a little nursery down south of us, and it's a nursery dedicated to native Australian plants. So the more people that get the message of who we are, the more people we can bring into our community that can inspire us or teach us things that we don't already know. So yeah. All right. Here are some... Oh, yes.
All right, now we got questions now.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
We'll announce
it. Cool. How do you guys manage to work full-time and keep up with it all? That's a really good question. I'm really glad you asked that because I did want to talk about this.
That is a good question, Rose.
It's all about transitioning. So when we were in Melbourne, we realized that we didn't want to work full-time. And but we still wanted to live with the luxuries in our life. So we started transitioning in a way where we can convert money and time, essentially. So we started doing things to save money so that we didn't have to work that extra day. And then we were able to knock things back. I think I was working 3 days a week in Melbourne, but we were buying all of our meat in bulk. So for lamb or something like that, you want to get a nice cut of meat, you pay premium for the cut of meat. But if you buy the whole animal, you buy it at an average cost and it ends up working out way cheaper.
Very much cheaper.
Break down your own chooks as well. Like we would, instead of buying a pack of thighs or a pack of chicken breasts or something like that, we would just buy a whole chicken, a couple of whole chooks. So I think we would buy 3, and I would cut them up into 6 thighs, 6 breasts, all the parts, and then we would make soup out of the carcasses, and we just got way more meals out of that. And doing that, essentially that method allowed us to save enough money as, you know, two people working together.
Yeah, we're actually going to make a video really soon. It's actually on our list of videos to make, all about the steps that we took to get to the point where we are now, because we didn't both start, like I'm still working full time and Sam wasn't always at home.
Yeah.
This is only a recent transition. We've been working and taking little steps along the way since we were in Melbourne to get to right here, right now. And we still have goals into the future because eventually, ideally, we want to both be here on the homestead so that we can do more here and show you guys more and be able to have opportunities where we can invite you guys that want to come over onto our property, show you around, be able to do workshops on our property with the community. You know, there's so much more that we can be doing here, but right now we can't dedicate all that time to it because at the end of the day, we all still have rent to pay or mortgages to pay, and that's just a reality of life. So, yeah, we have taken heaps of steps along the way, and it's a much bigger topic than just the limited time that we have right now. So, yeah, that's another one to stick around for. But
just to finish up on that note, that was just one example. We did a lot of things, and that was just like the first step. And then as yeah, so yeah, it's been a process for us too to get where we are. Exactly, it's just a process. It's like you just make this decision, and then eventually you're like, hey, we can get away with scaling back the days. And we've transitioned a lot. Like right now, Diane's working full time, but 6 months ago, I was working part time. She was working part time.
Yeah.
And 9 months ago, I was working nearly full time, and Diane was working
casually.
Casually here and there. So we're always transitioning based on what's happening with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's pause on the questions just for a moment. For those that weren't able to check their emails yet for whatever reason, or hanging around to hear their name as a giveaway winner, let's guess some of these names. So the first one was Shelley. And then we have Tracy. Rory. What do you reckon? A goose? Dave?
A goose.
Maybe Dave?
A goose. A goose.
Yeah. Tanya or Tannis, Jim, Deeps. Gosh, some of you guys have very creative email addresses. They're probably your last name, so I don't want to give away too much of the email.
Alicia,
Annie, Our Small Footprint, who's another homesteader worth checking out. Rainy or Rani.
There we go. It's David. That's his last name.
Ah, David. There you are. You're a winner. Germa. Lou. Maybe Lou. Lou. Reva. Kilsby. That sounds like a great Aussie last name. Naomi. Naomi, you're a winner. I know you're here. That's our country
cool.
mouse homestead. Anita. Gayleen, Matthew, another Matthew. It seems like if your name's Matthew, you're going to be a giveaway winner today. And last one is Respite Farm.
G Respite.
Oh, gosh. Who's the teacher in this relationship? So you guys are our 20 giveaway winners. If you're here listening in today, congratulations. Hopefully we'll have many more giveaways into the future. They've been really fun to do so far, and just a really cool way for us to give back to you, because we really do feel like you provide so much to us, whether it's just companionship, a listening ear, some support, some love. Like that all means so much to us. So the more we can do to then give back to you, the more our buckets are filled. All right.
Yeah, it really does make a big difference having the connection and like doing the live. It's massive motivation because when you're involved in YouTube, you kind of feel like you're throwing the videos out into the abyss, and it's just really beautiful to have names and characters and a community to remember that. It's like when you're filming, like, oh yeah, like I'm looking into a camera and it's no longer a lens; it's people.
See, I just love the support of you guys in the comments as well. It's just such a beautiful community. I don't think I would ever want to make videos about anything else in the world because the homesteading community is just so wholesome and beautiful and caring. So yeah, huge congrats to all of you guys. And the more milestones we hit into the future, the more giveaways we hope to have some opportunities, as I said, to have some meetups, maybe some workshops, all the different fun things that we can have into the future as we kick goals.
Yeah.
And speaking of goals.
Oh no, we're answering questions first. You guys are going to have to wait for the goal.
I know there were so many questions. Yeah. You guys are amazing.
The sheep are really good. I want to say now that we're getting impatient. We want lamb.
Oh my God. Alfie may or may not be pregnant. She keeps squatting. And I don't know if that's normal for a sheep, but she squats more than the boys do.
I said we want lamb, and like that sounds like we're just like, we want the meat. It's like, no, sorry. We want lambs. We want more sheep. We want to start building the flock. So I think I'm going to invest in maybe 1 or 2 more ewes and then get the flock to the size we want and then manage it there.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah, because like the
and Anita.
Alfie is not a proven mother, but Sean is a proven dad. So like he's good. We don't know if she is, and it's like, you know, we don't want to be waiting the whole year to find out that our sheep ain't good. So, but they're really happy. They're really good. They're down the bottom of the hill at the moment, eating some grass.
Night Joe, thank you so much for stopping in, and thank you so much for that super chat. You're very generous, and we are so glad to have had you here. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi and joining in on the chat today.
And I definitely noticed the comments about the locomotive you were talking about. That sounds epic. And if my dad was here, he would you'd be in a different chat talking about it. He absolutely loves trains.
Yeah, another question we had just before was the fire pit behind us. Check out this beautiful fire.
It's beautiful.
It's
too warm in here.
Yeah, we originally had planned to set ourselves up to do the live over in the kitchen. And so we put these beautiful fairy lights, which were a nightmare to untangle, around our fireplace.
We spent like half an hour.
I know. And then we decided that it was better lighting and it was just going to be more comfy here on the couch.
And then we'd have the dogs too. And you guys love the dogs.
Oh, yeah, they're lots of fun. But because the fireplace now has these beautiful fairy lights on it, we can't actually light it. So we decided to turn on a fireplace on our TV. And that's the reflection.
I think it works nice. It's good ambience.
Yeah, I think so too.
And do we still have meat in the fridge? And how long did it take you to finish it and empty? Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. We're at the point now where...
Thanks, David.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, that's really kind of you. We're not even close. I mean, like, I say that, but we look at it, we're kind of getting through it, but we're being a bit more creative. We're actually starting to get into the cuts of the meat that we're excited about, because it was like a little bit intimidating to begin with. It was like we put in all that effort and energy, and then we were just going straight for the sure things, like the roasts and the sections that we've been using for curries, and it's just been and the chooks as well. But we went with 50 chooks, kind of expecting to have more people involved and that we'd only end up with 25, but we ended up with like 45 or
48
something.
in the end? Oh no, because of course we did give away a few.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people, a lot of our friends, and Sam's brother was up that weekend. Our neighbor came down and checked it out. And Sam's old boss came down as well to help us with the chicken processing. So that was really cool, because we definitely have plans into the future to run workshops on the property where we help those in our community or those that want to come along learn how to process their own chickens to become more sustainable in their meat.
Yeah.
So having 3 people already come down and being able to chat to them and show them the process really took away some of those nerves of reaching that goal in the future.
Yeah, because I mean, being new to the whole process as well, it was just really encouraging to do that, because we kind of felt a little bit phony being like, oh yeah, we're going to teach people how to do this. And then we started doing it. And when we had someone come on who had no idea, we're like, oh wait, no, we do actually have a lot of information to offer. And it went really smoothly. Like we're YouTube scholars, you know, in that particular field. So it's like, yeah, it was just really fulfilling to do that.
PhD in YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, those freezers are still very, very full. I have a goal again. You guys, all your questions are so on point with videos that I literally have a list that I want to make. Like, I write a list. I'm a teacher. I love lists, even though I try not to follow them
There's
to a
lists
T.
all over the house.
Oh yeah, there is. And literally one of the video ideas on there is to go through those freezers for us, but also for you guys to see just how much we have consumed of our meat in the last 6 months. It's been so cool, even through springtime, to eat nothing but what we have grown and have on our property, like from the garden, from the freezers. It's awesome.
If you guys are thinking about doing meat chooks, commit. Just do it. Like, the experience was, it happened so quickly, and I mean, there was ramp stress moments, like going into the butchering was pretty stressful, especially for the first time. But it was absolutely worth it, because I think we did the math, and the chooks we got were larger than what we would normally get, you know, like from Woolies or just the butcher itself. They were larger, and I think it averaged at about $15 to $18 per chook, and they were like completely organic. Like, there was like no hormones used. It was just epic, and now it's so fulfilling eating it. Just definitely commit to it.
All right, it's time for our big announcement. We've kept you guys waiting for a while. We've chatted your ears off by now, I'm sure. And you guys know that we love big projects, and we've got lots of goals into the future that we've talked about now, we've talked about in the past, but this one's pretty huge. It's something that we've kind of thought about in the past when we first thought about moving up here to rural New South Wales. Like, we came up here to be sustainable. We came up here to cut off our ties from what we have to do and like the monetary side of things. And we want to be able to live more for ourselves. And homesteading right here on this rental is a great first step in that. But our whole goal and our mission was to come up here to buy land and be able to be completely free on what we did on it.
And like COVID and everything that happened really did throw a bit of spanner in the works. Like, we came up here with goals, intentions. We did a lot of research. Like, we were looking to move up here in 2016, the first time we started looking at it, and we didn't get up here till 2020. We delayed it, being smart. You know, like, we came up here with the most sure thing to achieve the goals, which was Diane fully qualified with experience, me in a good position. We were ready to buy land, and we could afford it. We'd done all the math, and then COVID hit, and it kind of wrecked everything.
We got up here.
Yeah, and it was really heartbreaking, especially for me.
Hey, Russell.
I really suffered with that, and so we had to just we were just sitting on things, waiting for something to happen for a good 6 months. And for me, it was very deflating. And so we ended up just having to sit down and be like, okay, well, what are our goals, and how can we start achieving them?
Yeah.
Which kind of leads directly into the news.
Yeah. So I don't know how long the earliest person who's still here with us today has been watching our videos for, but when we first thought about coming up here and becoming more sustainable with how we lived, we really thought about downsizing our space. Like, we don't dream of this huge big house with many rooms, many bathrooms to clean. Like, we knew that was never in our future, because I don't know, it's just never really been our thing. So we started thinking smaller, and we started thinking maybe a yurt, because a yurt is a small space, it's affordable housing, all of the things for it are pretty sustainable or durable. But then when we started looking into it, and right around the pandemic time, the cost of bringing a yurt over from America to here was going to be
astronomical.
Much over budget for what we were going to get out of it.
Yeah, I think the price of a shipping container, you need a whole shipping container to get it over, and it was just like, I think they've gone up to like $20,000. It's something crazy, like 300% more to get it over. And we just realized that even when it was affordable, it was kind of not really in line with our sustainability principles. We're bringing timber from a different country to Australia.
Yeah, and then the material of the actual yurt lining is plastic, and then the insulation is covered in plastic and foil mixed together. So it very quickly wasn't where we wanted to head. And so once again, we just kind of sat around, and it's gotten to a point now where we've sat for a year, and we haven't sat, like we've done a lot.
Well, no, we came up with a lot of different ideas, but they involve getting land first. And it was like, you get on the property, you build your half shed, and then you live in the shed, build your dream home. And like, we were looking at mud brick, and we, went down every avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's such a fair point, Kathy. We get crazy winds here in springtime, like springtime and wind season. Every single thing on this side of the porch gets blown to the opposite side of the house. Like, nothing stays still. And with the rains we've been getting at the moment as well, like, and the dogs and the cat and all the other animals we have on the property, like, it's just no good choice.
You're actually both wrong. Yeah, they actually design yurts to be in the high country of America because of how good they are in the rain and snow and really high winds. They're actually rated for almost hurricane winds. Yeah. And it's because they're circular. And so when the wind hits straight on, it creates a vortex in front of it, and it creates like a shape that the wind goes around. So it's actually extremely good against wind.
Yeah. Anyway, long story
Fun
short,
fact,
after thinking about what our next step would be, feeling a bit disheartened by kind of getting all the way over here, learning what we have so far, being so ready to just get our own property and get our hands dirty, building our own home, we decided that we didn't want to wait any longer. And though we don't have land yet, that doesn't mean we don't have to have a home. And so the next big project that we are about to start is, do you want to announce it? Does anyone have any guesses of what it could be? What kind of home we might be building? I'll give you guys just a moment. Just a couple of little guesses. Good luck taking the kids to school too, Danny. Thank you so much for stopping in. Danny's one of the ones I mentioned as one of the first few people that we got in touch with who commented on our videos, and we were like, oh my God, someone's actually out there listening. We're not talking to ourselves anymore. Oh, tiny house, tiny home on wheels.
Tiny house, here we go. Yeah.
It's pretty small. You guys are on track.
You'd think it'd be a tiny house. Container home. Yeah, well, see that runs into the issue of we don't have land yet.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. We've been wanting tiny house was actually the very first house we looked into before we moved up to New South Wales. Before anything else, we were like, yes, a tiny house is the way to do it. We mapped out a tiny house in our house back then. Yeah. Which actually fit into our living room. But a tiny house will not suit, unfortunately, because a tiny house is too small, especially with the dogs. Tiny house, though on wheels, has to be transported by a car that has to have that towing ability to take it wherever we want it to go next. Mm-hmm. We don't have our own land yet. Caravan, van home, we're getting much closer.
Yeah, so then we thought about doing, like the tiny home thing, caravan. Once again, you have to have a vehicle to tow it around. But then we've got 2 dogs.
Have you guys met these guys?
Yeah. he was sleeping.
All right. This one's really exciting. So in the next month or 2 here on our channel, we are officially going to start converting a bus into our home. Yeah. And the goal with this bus, it's going to be a 9-meter bus.
11-meter.
11-meter bus.
Do you want me to say the details of it?
Oh, well, we're still not 100%.
No, we're 100%.
Oh, we're 100%.
Yeah, we're committed.
All right, we've got a bus.
Well, we're not committed. All right,
we don't have a bus yet.
So we're going to, for all that, anyone who wants to know the technical detail of the bus, it's only going to be a single axle at the back, which makes it 11 meters. So it's going to be a coach with the space underneath. It's like the V-Line bus.
Storage.
Yeah, but The maximum size a bus comes to is 14 meters. We're going one size down because we don't really need that extra space. But the reason being is because we can get a bus that size for the price of a tiny home trailer.
Yeah. The trailers are so expensive. It's insane. Like, we were looking into them and they were, because we were set. We were like, tiny house. That's the way to go.
It's just the way
just like you guys went. And the trailer alone for that size that we want is $15,000 or more. Like, I don't think they were even available.
Yeah, it was like 18,000 was the largest size you were legally allowed to have. And that was brand new though. Like, and because we'd want to design it, we'd need to get it custom made. So that's what we were looking at. And then we were doing the math on the space that we would have. And then it's like, well, when you transport this, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're in some gnarly hills around here. We're not doing 2-story tiny house. Like, I'm going to build it on this property and it's going to roll down the hill driving it out of the driveway. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, Rose, cool. You're going to have some good tips for us. I already know. We're so excited. Sam's just got to go get his license. He's got to go up to Canberra to do that. Then we get our hands on a bus and the fun stuff starts. We get to design it any way we want, put in the things that we know we need in our lives, like a massive kitchen. Duh.
Yeah.
And make it our own, which is so cool. And hopefully, because it's one big unit and if we design it well, we'll be able to travel around Australia and that will be all part of our future plans and goals too. But
yeah, well, that definitely gives us the option, but it's like, it's just going to be a huge thing to be able to build it for the price that we've been really wanting to build our home, but anticipating we'd have to do that once we get the land. And then this is how much we're going to spend on a home, whatever that ends up being. This way we get to start now. And when options become available for us land-wise, we're going to be able to actually just drive straight on the day after the exchange.
Simon, I really want to make a run on vegetable oil. I don't know if we quite have the skill to do that. I've seen someone convert, I don't know what they converted, but I think they used vegetable oil from restaurants, like from McDonald's restaurants, and they used it to power their generators or tractors, on their property, which is so cool. Like the things people can do when they just put their minds to it is incredible. But yeah, so that'll be a really cool thing coming up soon. We're still going to have our gardening and homesteading videos weekly as well.
Yeah.
But you'll get that extra content of like bus builds and all the sustainable features that we put into that as well. So hopefully you guys are just as excited as we are to build our home.
And it kind of relates back to that idea that of me having, being at home now and being like having to be creative about how I spend my time and stuff. Now, like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have a job to go do, go work on the bus.
Oh, running on methane. If you guys don't know, there's a company called Biogas, and they make these like big contraptions where you put all of your compost scraps into, and you can put like your animals' poo into it as well, and it turns it into gas. And they've actually had an upgrade where they can connect your home toilet to the system as well and turn that all into cooking gas as well. Yeah. Cool. And so when I first saw that, I was like, oh yes, we're going to go put that onto the bus, but it's a 9-meter distance.
I'm not sure how I feel about firing up my kitchen stove with the gas from the
the toilet. It's converted.
Yeah, I know.
It's all the same thing. It's fine.
I grill, all right? There's no way we're connecting my grill up to that.
All right, we've just about talked your ears off, guys, I'm sure. Thank you so much to everyone that's come and gone as well. For those that are still sticking around with us, I'm just so humbled and so excited to see just how many of you are here with us, how many have come already just today to say hi and drop in and chat. So thank you so much to all of you guys again. Like, this is huge. Like, we wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you if it wasn't for your support along the way. So just once again, I'm going to get mushy. I can't help it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I can see a lot of people throwing subs between each other as well.
Yeah,
like
that's so cool.
That's amazing as well. I consider that support for us as well, because we're all a part of this community, and the stronger everyone gets, like, this is just going to be a force on its own. Like a lot of the communities that we've seen internationally and how they've built over time, and you know, you see like the even the Rhodes homesteading community is like they're reaching like national levels of entertainment. Not to say that that's the goal, but it just shows how much power there is.
But even just seeing all those channels or people in the community that they build together and how much they then are giving back to those around them. Like, we want to be able to achieve those kinds of things here in Australia, and I think together we can, and that's really amazing. We're still small, but we'll get there.
We know as YouTube viewers, like the perk of YouTube is a video goes up and you're like, sweet, there's a new video. I'm going to watch that in 3 hours. You know, like I'm going to watch that on my own schedule. So that just makes it way more special that we've had so many people here tonight hanging out with us. And so thank you so much for spending your weekday evening. Some of you will probably be staying up late.
Yeah, she is. Oh, I don't know. I've got school tomorrow. It's my first week back at school this week, so I'm only just surviving. You guys know you really mean a lot to me when I'm spending my evening with a headache chatting to you, and I've just completely forgotten that it's even there. But yeah, we might wrap things up, guys. Thank you so much already for jumping on, saying hi, giving us some tips already. Like, you guys have ideas on where we can go with our bus conversion. There's lots of exciting things coming up in this year. We're hopefully going to get some ducks. We're going to do some upgrades to the food forest. I'm going to get more into fishing and hunting. Hopefully there's some plans and people that we've met. Man, you're just
throwing words out.
Oh,
like, now, if you start saying that stuff, we have to start doing that stuff.
That's right. I'm keeping us accountable.
Just
you guys
casually throws out hunting.
Keep us accountable. Yeah, so stick around. Thank you again for all your support, for your love, for sticking around with us this evening, chatting, and congratulations again to the 20 people that won the giveaway today. And don't worry, there's going to be more into the future too.
Yeah, we're going to bed too, guys. I have to recover.
Hopefully you've all had your tea and you're ready for a nice restful sleep.
Yeah. Do we roll credits?
I don't think we have credits.
Yeah, we don't have
Eris,
credits.
do something exciting.
Eris. Eris.
The dogs are ready for bed too.
He's really gone. Eris.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a lovely evening. And hopefully we'll see you guys again. Hopefully we can do more of these in the future if you've enjoyed them. And I know we have.
Absolutely. We'll see you on the next video.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh.